Hi guys, welcome to podcast number 3. This is the second part of our cognitive development, or the section of development on cognitive development. And today I'm going to focus on another very famous cognitive development theory, which is Kohlberg's morality theory. So, we just talked about Piaget and his theory of how the mind develops for kids, from infancy to adulthood. And Kohlberg, his name is Lawrence Kohlberg, he came up with a theory of how your reasoning skills develop, but he focused on morality. So how do you make good and bad decisions? So this is Lawrence Kohlberg. Nice. Looks a little like a mad professor. And he really focused on the development of morality. So how do humans decide between what is right and wrong over their lifespan? And how does that change from when you're a kid to when you're an adult? In order to do this, he asked teens, children, adults, all these different moral scenarios, and then he analyzed the results. One of the biggest critiques of his method was that he only researched boys. And so since then, there's been other people that have come out with cognitive development morality theories that have focused a lot on feminism and the way that women think and how women might view morality different than men because of the world that we grow up in. So here's the 3 basic stages, okay? First of all, he says preconventional is the first stage. So when you're like 0 to 9 years old. And the way that you decide if something is right or wrong is self-interest. So you do it to obey the rules and to get a reward or to avoid punishment. Sorry, it's a little spell check there. Avoid punishment. So for example, if you're speeding, right, and you say like, is speeding right or wrong? You're saying, no, speeding's wrong because I don't want to get a ticket. Right? So you see how it's all about, it's all about avoiding punishment or getting rewards. Okay, next stage is conventional. And this is more focusing on like the rules of society or like peer pressure, like being a good boy or a good girl, right? So an example of this might be, speeding is wrong because, it's against the law. And really just saying like laws are important to uphold. Or saying speeding is wrong because, my parents wouldn't approve of it. That's like that good boy peer pressure. Or saying like, oh yeah, I would speed because my friends will think I look cool or something. It's about holding up rules of society and then being seen as like a good girl or a bad, good girl, bad girl, good boy, bad boy, like peer pressure. And the last one is post-conventional. So this is like when, the ultimate level of morality. And then this is mostly adulthood. And people at this stage focus on ethical rights and principles over a law. So for example, when you're considering speeding, you would say like speeding is right because I'm on my way to the hospital and I need to get there to see someone before they die or something. Or speeding is wrong because by speeding, I'm taking away someone else's, Really, I'm very tired. I could hit someone and take away their life, and everyone has the right to life. So the really important thing to remember with cognitive moral development, and this is Kohlberg's moral development theory, is that it's not about if you say that you should or shouldn't do it. It's not about yes or no, okay? What it is about is that the reasoning you describe it with. So speeding it's okay to speed because, and then the because is what Kohlberg cares about. He cares about why it is not okay to speed, not if you think it's okay or not. Because literally, you could say it is okay to speed because, everyone else is doing it on the road and that's what people do and I'm going along with it. Or you could say it's not okay to speed because that's breaking the law. Both of those are in this conventional theory, right? But one's a yes and one's a no, okay? In post-conventional, really you're focusing on like the abstract principles, like the right to life, the right to freedom, freedom of speech, liberty, those kinds of things, like rules that would go above laws, like Martin Luther King really focusing on, nonviolent protests and those kinds of things and breaking the law because the law was unfair, unjust. That's what kind of post-conventional is. Okay, so the last little person I want to introduce you to is Gilligan. She's like the main opposition to Kohlberg. She took issue with his gender bias, and so she came up with her own levels. And hers is called Gilligan's care ethic, is what it's really focused on. And so they said level 1 is like very selfish and egocentric, like surviving on your own. And level 2, you're very self-sacrificing and you're always doing stuff for other people and making decisions on whether something's good or bad based on how it's going to impact or hurt others. And then level 3 is where you learn to balance care for yourself and care for others. So you recognize that other people have needs and do what's best for them, but also do what's best for you too. And she really focused on how women in society are very much taught that like it's our job to like care and protect other people, especially like children. And so it's not fair for us to say things like, putting like rights and principles above, like at the highest level, because a woman might never make a decision if she knows it might hurt someone else, because it's so ingrained in our society that women are supposed to be those that care for others. So that's all for now, AP Psychos. And remember, psychology is flippin' awesome.